I want to salute you, homie, for building your own thing and doing your own thing, creating your own platform, your own website.
I got one life to live out my dreams, and I'm giving this thing all I got. I interview celebrities. I talk sports. I represent the culture.
Right now, you're turning up on Mr.
Hold up, Lil John. I got it. You now turned up with MrTeleferro.com, baby. Yeah. All right, Lil Wayne, he's been in the headlines a lot lately, actually. After Teleferro, Mr. Teleferro TV. Lil Wayne makes headlines again. By the way, he's been doing a lot of interviews. After Teleferro, Mr. Teleferro TV, Lil Wayne makes headlines again, and this time he says, racism doesn't exist in this world. What do I mean by those comments? I'll explain in detail. All right, during an interview with the Associated Press, Lil Wayne gave a bit of background into why he doesn't believe injustice towards black people really has anything to do with racism. The New Orleans rapper echoes some of the sentiments he shared during the highly scrutinized television appearance on FS1's Undisputed last month, in which he posed that his largely white audience is proof enough that the U.S. has moved beyond racism as a nation. It's the world out there. It's not a certain part of a certain kind or a certain culture or whatever of people. It's people. Those people out there in the crowd, he said, I'm blessed to have the opportunity. So with that said, I can only be honest with such a thing. I have never witnessed racism. All right, perhaps more profoundly impactful was an experience Weezy had at a 12-year-old. However, that was the age which he nearly lost his life after accidentally shooting himself in the chest. Wayne gave detail on the incident, saying that he lay on the ground bleeding out. He could make out a couple of officers who were blacker than him stepping over his body in search of drugs and guns. He said if it hadn't been for the white cop who tended to him with immediate attention, he would not be alive today. Yeah, he was a cop, and my life was saved by a white man, he said. Wayne continued to say that the officer remained by his side at the hospital until he gained reassurance that Lil Wayne would make it through alive. All right. First and foremost, let me say this about Lil Wayne. We love Lil Wayne for his music, but just like Floyd Mayweather, who made comments earlier in the week, we don't love Lil Wayne for his political stance. All right. Maybe when he comments on it in his music, but Lil Wayne's political stance has never been the best. Now, I do to an extent understand what he means by a lot of his shows are pretty much white people. Yeah, I remember I did the blog earlier on this month about how urban clubs are not where it's at. There's a whole different audience out here enjoying our culture, hip hop, and it has nothing to do with African Americans. These white people at these festivals are going wild. And if you go, you're going to have a good time. No violence. Everybody ain't mean. Ain't in no bad mood. It's literally a good time. But with that being said, Lil Wayne, racism is alive and well. Now, you've been rich for quite some time. So maybe in your world where you're escorted everywhere, when you have the luxury of getting the top of the line things here and the top of the line things there, maybe racism doesn't exist in your world, but you cannot say racism is not out there. Racism is alive and well, Lil Wayne. And it's just honestly unresponsible for somebody in your position to say racism doesn't exist. When I'm going up against somebody for a job, I have to keep in mind in the back of my head that there's a possibility that I won't get this position because of the color of my skin. It's happened to me before. With that being said, I don't sit around and make excuses. I go hard. I worked for ESPN, top news stations at the age of 22. You know what I'm saying? So I don't make excuses for anything. But for me to say racism doesn't exist, I know when I walk into a store and I know a Caucasian man walks into a store, there's more attention placed to me than it is that Caucasian male. It's just the reality of the world. When I see a black guy in a hoodie and I see a white guy in a hoodie, my perception, even me, I'll even do it. The perception is to make to keep my eye on that white guy, but to make sure I watch out for that black guy, because perception shows that racism is alive and well. You can look at the presidential candidate in Donald Trump. If you don't believe racism is alive and well, look how privileged he sounds. Look how much money comes into effect. And you want to know where that money comes from? A chain of wealth. Well, that in a way is racism. We don't have the luxuries of having wealth, of having that pretty much that edge in things that go on with our culture today. So for you to say that racism is not alive and well, come on, Wayne. Let's use your head here. It's alive and well. Do I make excuses about it? No, I do not. But Wayne, somebody in your position is still a top, if he's not the top rapper or a top rapper anymore, a top voice. He's one of the most popular rappers in the world today. Wayne, racism is not alive and well. You got people struggling. You from New Orleans. You seen struggle. You got people, I know you do, got people struggling. Now, I don't think racism is a reason to make excuses. But you can't lie. Everywhere you go, like, it's just everything, this world was not set up for African Americans to win. I'm just going to be honest with you about it. But there's no reason to make excuses. But Wayne, you got to be more cautious of what you're saying in these interviews. Wayne is somebody I got nothing but respect for. But even I understand the fact that racism is alive and well, all right? What do y'all think about Lil Wayne's comment saying that racism doesn't matter in his life? It's not a thing in his life. He doesn't believe it's real. What do y'all think about that? Comment your responses below. Talk to me. Comment those responses. Let's get active in my comment box about this topic. I go by the mouth for Teleferro. You're currently tuning in to Mr. Teleferro TV. Thank you for the love, time, support. Salute. I'm out. Hey, first and foremost, I want to thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I would love if you watch other videos while you're on my YouTube channel. Now, while you're here, people ask me all the time, how can you support Mr. Teleferro? Well, if you want to support me in my future endeavors, the first thing I want you to do is subscribe to my channel. If you subscribe to my channel, you get all my content first. Your subscribe goes a long way. I get to understand my demographics, understand who's supporting me, who got something out this video. So first things first, a subscribe will go a long ways. Next, if you really rock with me, donate $1 to my GoFundMe. I have a GoFundMe link in the description. If you really want to support me, just $1. Showing me that $1 and some good wishes will go a long way. If you want to support me and you want to help me with my travels, I got a lot of things coming up, but I got to get them travel fees there. I got to find a way to get there. So that can help me financially if you really want to go there. Also, a word of encouragement. Thank you. Whatever it is, talk to me in my comment box below. Comment on this video, like, subscribe, do whatever you got to do this video. I got to thank you for your time. I don't take it for granted. My name is Mr. Teleferro. Now, if you subscribe, help, donate, do whatever, you can see more videos like this, more new exclusive content. I got a lot on the way. Trust me. Thank you. It's MrTeleferro.com.